You're in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, and your body isn't doing what it used to do, and you're frustrated and you're sad and you're mad and you're confused and you're gaining weight and your body's shifting. I get it. So today I'm going to factoid you to death. I'm going to tell you and share with you why your body isn't responding the way it used to and what we can do about it. Because I'm not going to offer a problem if I cannot offer a solution to all of us, by the way. Like, we are in this together. So I'm going to share what I have done and how I have pivoted, because the last couple of years have been very frustrating and they've been very sad. And I have been on a mission to change and help myself. And I would like to help you as well. Okay. So the truth is that our bodies, they're not betraying us. They're not breaking down. They're not failing. They're just changing. And so when they change, their needs change. And so listen to this. Women begin losing, and this is not fair. And so all of this, that's my disclaimer. It's not fair. I'm not happy about it. But if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm going to stop whining and complaining, which is what I feel like I've been doing for years, and actually do something about it. So women begin losing 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade after the age of 30. So let's go 5%. It's right in the middle. 5% of your muscle mass, which is a lot, every 10 years. So between 30 and 40, 10%, 50, 15%, 60, 20% of our muscle mass is being that's going to happen automatically. That's not for those people. That's not for, like, this is the game that I have played. Well, I've worked out my whole life. Well, that's not going to happen to me. I'm physically fit. That's for them. I have a different set of rules. No, I don't have rules. My body naturally will shed muscle that I've worked so hard for so long. It's going to happen automatically. So when lean and your bone density and your so metabolism, when that goes down, when your muscles go down, what happens is you burn less calories just naturally. So that's why you've noticed, well, I'm doing the same things and I'm gaining weight. That's why, is because we don't have that lean muscle mass, because we been doing the same things. Okay. So your body is not slowing down. It's not collapsing on you. It's not dying. It is just that your engine is naturally getting smaller. So we've got to do something about that, because that's the natural shift. Okay. Your 20s body, wish I would have appreciated her more. So you have a lot of estrogen in your 20s. It's supporting muscle recovery. It's helping insulin sensitivity. Those are just naturally happening. That happens when you have a lot of estrogen. Higher growth hormones, faster repair, better cortisol resistance. So that means your body can handle chaos and stress more effectively than it can now. Now, do you notice that very much out of the norm? Like, it's very sensitive to a lot of things. Hormones are the reason for that. So you've got declining estrogen. And if you're like, so right now I'm in the second stage of perimenopause, which means my estrogen is going like this. Every day is a different journey, an adventure in the estrogen world. But what that's happening is fat distribution is different. So when you have a lot of estrogen, it carries it in your butt and your thighs. When you don't have a lot of estrogen, it shifts and it hangs on to in your middle. That's why you're like, why am I automatic? Why am I just fat in the middle? I've never been fat in the middle. It's because of estrogen. So the fat distribution, the muscle recovery, the muscle growth, all of those things are affected by estrogen. Now, progesterone, when that declines, you're going to start having sleep issues. You're going to have an intolerance to stress. Can we get an amen? I'm like intolerant to everybody that causes me stress. So you've got these are natural things. There's nothing wrong with you. And here's what I don't want for us is I don't want us to pretend like it's not happening and put our head in the sand, because I see that a lot with women, I also don't want to blame everything on it and then not deal with it. I want to know what's happening, accept what's happening, because this is what's going on. It's natural and it's normal. And so now I want to shift in working with my body instead of against it or ignoring it or pretend it's not happening or just being angry about it all the time. That's not going to help my body do anything that I want it to do. And it's not fair to her. She's awesome. And she deserves me to treat her with the respect and the privilege that it is to get older. And so we got to do something a little bit different though. So studies show that muscle protein synthesis response decreases with age, meaning your body doesn't rebuild as quickly from workouts, which means that lifting is not going to, because the recovery part of when you tear down muscles, the recovery is what makes the muscles stronger and bigger. So if the recovery is not happening the way it used to, we need to address that, right? That's why the number one thing you need to do for as far as eating in your 40s and 50s and blah, 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 and blah, 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 we'll just go blah, 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 all the way around, is protein. Because your body needs so much more of it because we've got some of these things that need it because we're losing it in other ways. I'm trying to say it without being mean to my body there. Okay, stress. Chronically elevated cortisol is linked to. So if your body is stressed because it can't handle stress, not that you're stressed. Like I always think about that. I'm like, well, I'm not stressed. I'm fine. But is my body stressed? That's a different question. So my brain might not be, but my body might be. If that stress is happening because it's going to happen more naturally, then you're going to see an increase in belly fat. You're going to see muscle breakdown. You're going to see fatigue. And so this is why this is why I've shifted my workouts. This is why I've shifted my food, is to go along with these things, because the workout that gave you results at 25, what we were all doing. I mean, I could tell you all the things. Tybo, Billy Banks we're in our garage, in our house, my roommate, Sarah, and I, we did every kind of crazy boot camp, running up hills and like doing crab crawls up and down. Like we were doing insane things. What else crazy things did we do? I'm trying to think. I mean, whatever the fad was, we were absolutely doing it. Kickboxing. What else did we do in our 20s? I'm serious, like everything. I just can't keep thinking. I just keep thinking about Tybo. We did all of those things. All of those gave us results in our 20s, that generation. But now they're going to cause stress and inflammation. And if our body is already more sensitive to stress and it's already more inflamed by what's going on, the last thing I want to do is contribute to that. So the big mistake here is, I see it every day, is that you're going to lean in and do it more. So I'm gaining weight. Oh my gosh. Like things are weird. Things are happening. I'm losing muscle. I'm getting belly fat. I'm going to do more. Not. So let's go pick on HIIT for a second, which is high interval training workouts, boot camp style, CrossFit style things. It's effective for some bodies, and for men in general, they do great at that. But what happens is it increases your cortisol load, and we already have a sensitive system to it. So studies actually show that excessive high intensity training without recovery can lead to fatigue, hormone disruption, plateaued weight loss. And we already know that our bodies are having a more difficult time recovering. And so then we're going to add that on top of it. I say no for me. Okay, overtraining stats. Listen to this. 60% of active adults experience symptoms of overtraining. And symptoms are fatigue, stalled progress, and poor recovery. So there's a lot of things that are going on that maybe you're not out of shape, but you're just under recovered. So when you think about that too, is am I giving myself enough recovery time and recovery fuel? I will add that on to there. So more intensity is not burning fat anymore. It's kind of burning your body out. So I'm going to give you the factoids here. This is statistics. This is based on studies, and I agree with it because it's based in fact, and it's what I've adapted to doing, and I can see it in my own body. It's like I flipped a switch, and my body went, oh, thank you, thank you. And that's the last 3 years have felt so great in my own body because it finally can relax, and I'm not just competing with it, or, because in your 20s, you're like, just do more, and it worked. Just doesn't work anymore. Okay. Number one, strength training is a non-negotiable. It absolutely is a non-negotiable. And I could spend hours and hours telling you all of the data that comes from brain, bone, muscles, circulation. I mean, you name it, and strength training fixes it. Okay, so that has to be the number one thing that you do. Strength training increases resting metabolism, so you're going to burn more calories doing just at rest, which is very important. And I also want to cheat when at all possible. Like, I don't want to work out and be disciplined and psycho all the time. Of course not. I want my body to, when I'm resting and not doing any physical workout, I still want it to burn calories. That's called cheating. I'm in for the cheat. So the more muscle I have in my body, the more calories it burns that I don't have to worry about. It helps preserve lean muscle in your body, duh. And we have to have that to burn more calories. We have to have that to burn more fat, to be strong, to build bones, all the things. It improves insulin sensitivity. This is one that I have been experiencing as of late, and I have cut processed sugar out of my system. I've never like craved sugar, so I've never had a real problem with it. So therefore, I would just eat it whenever I wanted to. I never had to limit it, except bodybuilding and things like that. But I've never limited myself on sugar, and I have, and it has made a big difference because my sugar cravings were getting out of control, and the inflammation in my body, specifically the back of my arms, really weird, a lot there, and moods were weird, and cravings were weird, and so I haven't had processed sugar for a while now, and that was a good move for me. So you might look at that. Muscle is our metabolism and everything else. So like I said, I could spend hours and hours here, but I just need you to know that it has to be number one in your day. Number two, walking. Yes. Walking is my favorite thing in the entire world, especially outside. If you've got bad knees, I would stay off the treadmill, just so you know. That's not that pulling. I have especially my left one had been a problem for a very long time, and it's kind of like just changes problems over. My chiropractor, he grabbed it and he like kind of hit my kneecap back and forth, and he goes, "Ooh, this one wouldn't pass inspection." I'm like, great. Like, it just is what it is. So I have to be very careful about that. So treadmill's not my best friend. Elliptic machine, stair climbers is my best friend. So I do that, but walking outside, there ain't nothing better. So you're going to lower your cortisol, right? And relax right there. It burns fat without stressing your system. That's not running. Now, if you're a runner, I'm not telling you not to run, because if you're not getting results anymore from running the same way that you've always ran, or your body's just, it's telling you some things, I would look at walking. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, I don't ever want to tell a runner not to run, but things need to shift. And if you're not getting the results, I would look at that kind of cardio, and I would lower it down to a walking level. Fast walk. Absolutely fast walk. And you can do some sprinting. Sprinting is really, really, really good for you, and it makes a great butt. But that higher intensity running, that pounding on your joints, not the best thing for you. Okay, recovery. We've got to recover, which means we have to sleep. And the less you sleep, the more hungry you are. And the less progesterone you have, the less sleep you get. And then you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Have to. Sleep and recovery, very important. You're not going to lose fat as efficiently if you're sleep deprived. and not recovered. And I will tell you, that's where protein comes back into play. You've got to give your body the fuel that it needs to do the recovery. And I would say creatine monohydrate is a supplement. I'm a big supplement girl, and they're probably all unnecessary. I still love them. I can't stop it. But creatine is one that is definitely recommended for brain health and also muscle recovery. So, there you go. Listening to your body. Your body will tell you what it wants. And I know this is so weird. And like a lot of this stuff to this YouTube, I would never have listened to any of it because I'm like, blah, 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 blah. That stuff does not apply to me. And now I'm like, it absolutely has changed my life. And I'm not saying don't work out hard. I work out hard. I'm just saying don't tax yourself because it's going to come back at you. So listen to your body. Like I said about running, my body was very adamant that when I ran a marathon, I gained 15, 20 pounds during my training for a marathon. I don't know how you can run 20 miles every day and gain 20 pounds. And I absolutely did. My body was giving me very clear indication of this isn't for you. So think about that. Now, that was a really bold sign, and maybe yours is a little bit more gradual, but what is your body telling you to do? If you're just constantly craving sugar, this is a good example because this is what was happening to me. Constantly craving sugar, you're constantly hungry. You're not eating enough protein. Your body is telling you that it's starving, and you think it's, I need sugar, I need cookies, love cookies. It's actually telling you, please make more egg cups. I need more protein in my body. So listen to your body and what it's trying to tell you. If you're feeling manic, if you're feeling stressed, you are, and your body is. What does it want? A lot of people ask me, because 13,000 steps is my sweet spot. How did you know that point? I played around with it. That's the level in which my body, if I get really tight with my food, I'll lose weight. If I don't get really tight with my food, and I'm always aware because I have tracked for so long that I know where I can have a little bit of this and have a couple cocktails and make some substitutions over here. But I only know that because I experimented around with it. And so you've got to know what your body is telling you. You've got to do the work to figure it out. So we're looking for alignment with our body. We're not looking for aggression. We're not looking for punishment. Certainly not punishment. Your body is amazing. It is beautiful, but it also is trying to tell you something. So I don't want you to go, my body is amazing and beautiful, so I'm going to sit on the couch and eat bonbons. No. It wants to move. It wants to get stronger. It wants to build. It does not want excess weight. And the thing about visceral fat, like we hear visceral fat, well, that's the fat around your organs. And it's often carried in the middle part of your body, which is we're already like, oh, estrogen just shifted our fat a little bit. That it's a visceral fat. That means fat around your organs. That means your organs are getting smothered. Nope. Your body doesn't want to carry excess weight. It's not good for your joints. It's not good for your organ health. It is not good for your circulation. It's not good for anything. So your body, if you're overweight and you know it, your body does not want it. So you have to help it shed that in the right way. So I'm just not saying, my body's wonderful and I can just let it be. It wants to move. Okay. You've got to treat her the way that she needs to be treated. So we don't want to keep starting over, right? We don't want to keep punishing. What we want to do is we need to shift. And that is where power shift comes into play. That is, the tracker is about doing the things that make the difference in your new body, not the old body. So if your workouts are leaving you feeling exhausted, inflamed, stuck, I understand. And it's not a discipline problem. It's not asking you to push harder. I want you to rethink your strategy. Okay. I want you to come back to lifting weights. I want you to come back to walking. I want you to slow it down. There in coaching, there was a great quote. Sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. That's exactly what this is about. This is about slowing things down and building instead of just running right through and just hoping it all works. That time is over. That time is over. This is our new body, and we're going to love her to success. I don't know. We're gonna love her the way that she deserves it, and we're gonna build her. How about that? Okay. See you next time.